He was supposed to protect her. Instead, he preyed upon her, his own granddaughter.
This month, Fox 26 is highlighting the problem of child sex abuse in hopes of coming up with some solutions. Fox 26's Dominique Keith continues our month-long special Dark Secrets, uncovering child predators with a woman's powerful and terrifying story.
I think he's sad. I think he's sick. I think he needs help.
She's talking about her mother's father, her own grandfather.
He was always overly friendly and always wanting us to come over.
Kayla Van Gilder and her mom moved to the Houston area near her grandparents. She was 14 years old and stayed the night with her cousin at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Kayla says in the middle of the night, she and her cousin were awakened by their grandfather asking if they wanted to play on the computer.
So we went into the bedroom with him where the computer was, and he wanted us to sit on his lap, and I thought it was kind of weird, and he had lifted my shirt up and started rubbing on my sides and, touching me inappropriately.
When the girls went back to their own room, Kayla's cousin asked,
"That wasn't weird to you, us sitting on his lap, the way he was touching us?" And I was like, well, I thought it was weird, but I thought I was over-exaggerating, or making it into a bigger deal than what it really was. And she said he does the stuff like that to me all the time.
Kayla stayed away from her grandfather for months until he called her mom asking if she and her sister could come by and sleep over.
Later that night, he woke me up to give him a back rub.
The then 14-year-old says she quickly realized her grandfather wanted more than a massage.
He told me that if I said anything to anybody, that nobody would believe me.
She ran from the house, called her mom, and waited in the darkness.
I was sitting out in the driveway, just laying down on the ground, just crying. My sister was standing next to me.
Kayla says that horrible night seemed to never end, as most in her family didn't believe her, which is the case with many molestation victims.
And having what happened to me and having all your family turn their back on you was definitely depressing. It was hard, having people that are supposed to be your family, supposed to care about you, calling you a liar and not wanting to talk to you.
Her grandfather was charged, and after a 2-year fight in court, the trial ended in a hung jury. So he was tried again. Kayla says in the 6-year court battle, she lost the rest of her childhood.
All throughout my high school year, I could never go and, do any type of athletics or dance or anything because it was always, court was right around the corner.
Finally, last year, her 66-year-old grandfather agreed to plead guilty to indecency with a child and is now a registered sex offender. In open court, she gave a victim's impact statement.
I told his wife, how I felt about, what she had done to, and how she fed, all of her grandchildren to him. And it was like a playground. All the family was like a playground that they just, put their hands in, and took their pick from.
Kayla is now 21 years old, married, and moving on with her life.
My family and my husband and everybody, it took them a long time to get me, back to being normal, because it was very hard.
She now volunteers, encouraging victims to speak out, to trust their instinct, and to never feel abuse is their fault. She says she knows her purpose is to help others. In Montgomery County, I'm Dominique Keith, Fox 26 News.